So I'm disabled and I've always wanted to do 75 hard. Um, but that's obviously not happening. I'm so sorry if you can hear my cat purring. She loves to be in the way, as you'll probably see later. Anyways, so that's her. But I've always wanted to do 75 hard, which obviously, as a disabled person, isn't really happening. But I watched Mind Bloody Mel doing her 75 dedicated. And she is also chronically ill. And I thought, hey, maybe I can do it like her then. And since I have 50 days until my dissertation is due for my master's, it does seem like a good time to start to make sure that I get that done. Um, I do want to focus on my goals more than having to edit these videos, so I'm gonna do them similarly to a YouTuber called Mia's Digital Diary, who I mean, I say I really recommend. No one's watching this, so I'm recommending it to no one. But it's basically she just does B-roll of her crafting and doing journal stuff and like bits of B-roll. And then she has a scripted voiceover. Unlike her, I am minimizing the amount of editing I have to do because I hate editing, and since I'm posting weekly updates to keep me accountable, I'm not gonna make this something that I dread doing. Um, and so basically, I'm just gonna record the voiceover in one, and we're gonna hope that it all goes well. I did try and do this before, but as you heard from my cat pairing, she decided to interrupt, and then she stepped all over my keyboard. You know what cats are like, and she she decided to delete everything. So love her for that. She's adorable though, so it's okay. Um, yeah, I had this idea to use cards on my wall as like kind of a countdown. At first, I wanted to use tarot cards because obviously visually they're just sick as hell. Um, but there's 78 of those, and then there's only 22 of the major arcana. And I have 50 days. When I googled it, Google said there were 52 cards in a deck, so I just removed the jokers, and I was like, yeah, that's sorted. That's 50 days. I work out later that that was a silly thing and isn't true. But it's whatever. Don't worry, we'll deal with that. Um, yeah, you might be thinking, hey, if you're disabled, why are you deciding to start by going like sicko mode? Um, I don't want to burn myself out, but the dissertation does need doing, and I want to figure out what a work-life balance looks like for me before I have to like get a real job that I like actually have to turn up to. If I manage to do that in this economy. But I've also just really Rosie right now. Sorry, she is grooming herself on my laptop. Right? Okay. Thank you for stopping. That is the correct thing to do. No one wants to hear mouth noises, including mine. I'm so sorry. Um, yeah, sorry. I've just moved back in with my parents after living away at uni for 4 years, and I don't want to revert to my depressed teenage self. I need to get grip, right? I don't know what it is about moving back into your parents. I don't know whether it's like people call it like the memory of a space, right? And that's why when you go into a different room, you can often forget things because there's like a change in space or whatever. Um, for some reason, I think, and obviously this might not be a universal experience, but when you move back in with your parents, you immediately become your teenage self. And for me, that was someone who was very depressed, and unmedicated. So I don't want to go back to that. I refuse. And forming a routine does really work for my mental health. I hate to say it. As someone with ADHD, I hate to say that a routine helps, but it does. I'm really bad at sticking to them. Um, the thing is though, my mental health isn't the biggest issue. I don't have enough room in my parents to do my physiotherapy, so I need to sort out like a way to get active and stick to it. Because if I don't, I won't be able to like walk or open door handles. It gets really bad. Um, yeah, I have moved all of the furniture around in my childhood bedroom, and like put all my posters up and stuff, and packed my things, and I have new furniture from whilst I've been at uni, so I put those in, and it has made me feel a lot less like my depressed teenage self. So I don't know if that's a top trick for if you are also moving back to your childhood home. but do try and change up the space because the space is what stores that memory or whatever, I guess. Um, that's too philosophical. Let's move on. Um, yeah, it might sound easy enough to do like 50 days of, especially once you see my daily and weekly rules, you will be like, hey, that's just being a human being and living a normal life and being an adult. Um, but the thing is, with the disability and the ADHD, I have a lot of brain fog, so I kind of just forget everything. I couldn't tell you what I said 5 seconds ago, and it's recorded down. Like I do forget everything. I routine doesn't come naturally to me. I can't just go like yeah, I can't just go on autopilot and do things. That's crazy. It's an insane concept to me. I have to think about everything, and to me, every like one thing has like 10 steps. Like brushing your teeth. To you, that's just well, I'm assuming you're probably not neurotypical if you're watching this, and if you've got this far listening to me babble. But um, apparently people just like see brushing your teeth as like, yeah, you go and brush your teeth. That's like a 7 step process. Stop biting. Um, they're love nips, but like she, so strange. But yeah, that's like a 7 step process to me. So all of these tasks will sound small to you. They are big to me, and that's okay. We all have our differences, and my difference is that I am quite chronically ill. Oh yeah, my cat started knocking over in the video, all in my camera, like a bunch. So you'll just see her on the screen there to entertain you, I suppose. Yes, I'm talking about you, my love. Um, yeah, every time I've tried to do this sort of thing, any other time, something insane happens in my personal life. I immediately either lose all willpower or I'm so busy trying to sort out what's went wrong that I have to give up and prioritize things other than my basic needs. Um, I'm hoping if I post this, literally, I'm only 2 days into doing all of this stuff. I'm 2 days into the 50. It's gonna be 52. To the 52 days, and yeah, I'm only 2 days in. But I'm gonna post this so that you guys can I can be held accountable. And I'm not giving up this time. I'm so determined. I don't care what goes wrong. I'm not giving up. So I have landed on 4 key pillars, right? And the 4 key pillars, obviously, it starts with the fact that I need to finish my dissertation. That is number one. That is number one of what we're doing. We're finishing my dissertation because it's a master's, and for undergraduate, I can't lie to you. I handed in my dissertation a month late because, like I said, as soon as I try and get grip, everything goes wrong in my life. So I ended up handing that in a month late, and I did most of the write up the night before, even though I was working on it like every day. It just, oh, it was horrendous. So I wanna get this one done now. I wanna get it done minimal stress so that I don't flare myself up and get more disabled and make it more difficult for myself. Um, because stress causes flare ups. For fibromyalgia, which is my disability. Just in case you're wondering. Um, yeah, I also want to be more consistent. Um, because I think, like I said before, I find consistency really hard as soon as something gets like even slightly difficult. And a lot of these are things that you just like you have to do to be a normal person. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try being like a real human being, which is a crazy concept. Um, I also want to be healthier, both mentally and physically. I really, Rosie, what are you doing? Yeah, I really do want to just not. I don't want to lose my mind. And I don't want to be in pain all the time. And if I don't do my physio, I will be in pain. So I need to find a yoga place and do yoga, basically. Otherwise, I'll go insane. I also want to find a balance. That's my fourth pillar. So I don't want to burn out. And Mind Body Mel is doing her 75 dedicated in a way where she also doesn't want to burn out. Like, sorry, Rosie hit my camera, you will just see my beautiful dress for a second there. Anyways, yeah, so Mind Body Mel is doing it in this way where she's trying to figure out how not to burn out whilst also staying consistent. I think that's kind of exactly what I want to do. Not to like reheat her nachos or whatever, but I yeah, I do want to do that. I want to be able to be kind to myself because some days I won't be able to do it all. But I do want to see it as a something is better than nothing scenario and not beat myself up about this sort of thing. Don't let one bad day become two. I think Mel does it so that it's essentially like, yeah, I think Mel does it so she aims for like 5 days out of her week to be fully completed days. Or she aims to like do her thing 5 days out. Don't bite me. Sorry. My cat was just being a bit vicious with that one. Just consequence of ignoring her. She can't cope. Um, but yeah, so she's doing like 5 out of 7 days. She wants to be able to do the thing, and that may still end up being too much for me. But once again, I have set the bar low. The bar is on the ground with these rules. I'll tell you them in a minute. Oh, shit, the cat's moving. Okay, she's not turned anything off, fortunately. Um, but yeah, so I I'm gonna try and do it like her and be kind to myself and not beat myself up over the fact that I'm disabled and unlike everyone else, things aren't quite as easy for me, and that's okay because you get one life and this is this is what I got. Um, yeah, my cat really did love to be in the way in this recording. She wouldn't let me do any work at one point. At one point, I had to step away from filming because she obliterated the camera, which you will see in a minute. And then as soon as I set up the camera to work again, when she was out of the room, she immediately came back to lie on top of all of my stuff so I could do nothing. Right? I do love her dearly. One like equals one treat or something. I don't know. Nobody's watching this, but I guess I'll do engagement bait. I don't know. Tell me what your pet's called. This video is sponsored by NordVPN. It's obviously not with my 0 views. But this is it's just to keep me accountable. It's just to keep me accountable, and you kind of can't see, but on that little post-it note there, when I was kind of ideating what I want from this and what I want from getting a grip at my life, I do have a point that didn't make it until it didn't make it into like the final goals or the final rule set. Because I have to focus once again on my dissertation. I know priorities or whatever. But I do have that I want to be more creative. I want to be a creative person. I've always wanted to be a creative person. I'm just not. I was always kind of built for sports. I did a lot of sports, and because I was like good at sports in a fish to water way, where except for golf, uh, everything just kind of came pretty naturally to me. It wasn't too difficult. Because of that, I didn't really build up the tolerance to like be able to learn things. To be like, hey, it's okay to be bad at things before you get good at them. Like, I'm pretty sure I started swimming at like 3, so I can't even remember being bad at swimming. You know what I mean? And like, I'm also pretty sure I started like learning to roller skate and bike and stuff like that when I was that young, so I can't remember being bad at it. So then when I got to the point where like drawing or whatever, when I got to the point with drawing where I could like recognize that my work was not as good as everyone else's, it became like oh, I don't know. I don't know how to not judge myself for starting out bad at something or just like starting out not good, you know? I do want to be more creative at some point, but the thing is that I have a lot of issues with my hands because fibromyalgia is a lot about joint pain. Um, and so since I have so many issues with my hands, writing is quite painful for pretty much for any period of time. I can't lie to you, but For prolonged periods, definitely painful. Drawing obviously then is out, although I did want to be an illustrator for a little bit when I was like, from like 12 to 16, I was like convinced. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be an illustrator. Like, girl, you can barely hold a pencil. Let's chill, you know? Um, yeah, but my art teacher was evil. Um, art teachers, there's only two options. It's I can be your angel or your devil. And I had Satan for my art teacher, so I learnt nothing except to hate doing art. Um, Similarly with music, since my hands really hurt, I can't really play an instrument. And singing, I'm like just fine at it, whatever. Like I love a bit of karaoke, but that's because there's no expectations there. And I always say this, but I'm too self-aware to be creative. In a similar way to how therapists are always like, hey, you're really self-aware, but you do need to start feeling your emotions. And I'm like, yeah, I know I need to do that, but once again, I'm too self-aware, so I can just like categorize them and be like, yeah, I'm feeling like this because of this, and that's all linked to this, so it's whatever. And it's like, no, you do actually. Just because you know the origin doesn't mean you can't feel your emotions. And similarly, because I can look at, like, I don't know, I was never a weeb or a theatre kid either, but I was friends with them. And, like, it's like that. Like, I couldn't imagine being brave enough to do that sort of thing. And not in a courage way, but in a willingness to look uncool. And it's not looking cool to other people, it's looking cool to me. I can't cope. I'm too self aware. I can't cope with the concept of being bad at something or the concept of putting myself out there. Like this right now is embarrassing to me. That was my stomach growling. This is embarrassing to me. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed and I hate this, but I have to get over myself. So I'm hoping, I mean, I guess in a sense, the YouTube video is the creativity. I'm writing scripts. I've always enjoyed writing, but once again, I do find myself cringe. I need to get into the cringe but free mindset, and I am for everyone else. I think everyone else is really cool for being heartfelt and genuine and not scared to do what they love. But then when it comes to me, I just have like this internalized. I can't like no, I just can't. I can't watch any movies that have secondhand embarrassment. I can't be cringe myself. I can't be bad at things because I'm too self-aware that I'm bad at them. But the thing is I'm also self-aware that that is a problem. That I need to fix. I need to get over myself. You know. So we're recording this voiceover in one take. We're posting this YouTube video. We're gonna get a grip, and we're gonna post the YouTube videos weekly, and hopefully I will get over the concept of me being a cringe fail person. I don't know. Um, my cat. This was when I tried to record, and my cat decided that that wasn't happening immediately. Um, yeah. Let's start going through. Oh, of course, I have to finish coloring in the goal. Who cares? What is on the screen? I don't really care anymore. I am aware that I don't have much longer left of recording once we get past this. Um, yeah, I will go through my daily rules. I have it split into a daily like task list and a weekly one. Because I understand 75 hard is like, yeah, we're gonna like David Goggins it and do 1,000 miles of running every day or whatever. But we do really have to start small here. Like I'm not built for any of that. Um, so from my four pillars, I ended up with these daily activities. So I have taking my pills. Right, I have 3 pills. If I don't take even one of them, I immediately go insane mentally, and I'm in a horrendous amount of pain physically. So that's awesome. So I need to take those. I do forget. Listen, it's the brain fog. I forget. I'm determined. I will not forget, and I will take my pills no matter where I am. I've got them in my bag. I will be taking those pills. Right? I've been keeping them in car. I will be taking them. I want to shower daily. Oh, that would be cool. I feel like that's a grown-up thing to do, you know? To have like, daily showers instead of just being like, oh, my hair's greasy. Let's shower every other day so then I can sort my hair out type thing, you know? Um, yeah, the depressed girlies know. The depressed girlies know that the daily shower, well, it will cure you, but also is very difficult. Oh, yeah. If you're looking at the screen, or if you're even here, this was when I realized that it's gonna be 52 days. And that I'm the Joker here. I'm Boo Boo the Fool. But that's whatever. Continuing with my rules, I I want to brush my teeth twice a day. Once again, you may be saying, hey, these are things that we try and teach 4-year-olds. Yeah, yeah, they are. Right? Sometimes you have to be your own lover, and that's okay. Um, yeah, so I need to brush my teeth twice a day. Because I forget. I'm forgetful. I can only tell you that I brushed my teeth today, this morning, because I have it written down because of this damn challenge. Okay, I have no idea. Um, yeah, I want to drink 2 bottles of water a day. That would be lovely. That's kind of aspirational. I've just put water times 2 on my thing because maybe 2 cups of water is what I'll get through in a day. Or like, you know, we're being vague on the concept of water because like I drink a lot of electrolyte drinks because it really helps my heart because I have a heart murmur. Um, yeah, I want to journal daily. I have like a. What are you eating? Okay, it's fine. I thought she was eating my phone case. I got really worried. It's just like the wrapper sweets, but she won't hurt herself, so it's fine. Um, it's like one of those big bags. Anyways, yeah, I want to do my journaling every day. I have like a journal that is for like a daily summary, and it's got like I'm grateful for, and then the daily summary that I do. Mostly because of the brain fog, it really helps me um remember what I've done with my life. And then also because of the brain fog and just kind of the ADHD inertia that you get when you don't know what you're doing next. Um, I want to do a to-do list at night for the next morning. Also because apparently it's really good to like close all. I think they call it closing loops, like closing all of the thoughts that you have before you go to bed. It's kind of like brain dumping, except like I said, my hands hurt, so I'm big on a list instead because that's less writing and also more organized. Um, and I love organizing things. My God, do I love organizing things? Please give me a job where I'm just sorting things by shape and color. Thank you very much. Um, but yeah, so I want to do a to-do list. So then the next morning, once I've done my little morning tasks, I can then just look at my list and go, oh yeah, that's what I'm doing today, I guess. I'll look at my list and be like, I'll do the easiest one, or I'll do the most difficult one, depending how I'm feeling. Um, I have just got a crazy notification. I have to ask. I, I have to answer that in a second. That's insane. Um, anyways, um, yeah, I also want to not have I don't want to use my phone from 7 p.m. to 9 a.m., right? I have this app, not sponsored, obviously, because it's like literally. Oh my god. No, this is an insane notification. I can't. I have to respond to this right now. I will be right back. Okay, so sorry. We're back from that. That was like one of those urgent responses that you have to do to a message, but not in like an urgent emergency way, in like someone's having a conversation with someone else that you know, and they're like, "Hey, is this the case? Because I think we're having 2 separate conversations with each other, and neither of us know." Um, an insane conversation. It sounds like, by the way, for 2 people that just like go to my uni that I'm friends with. Anyways, we're like not even that close, but whatever. Um, I would love to be closer to them if they are watching this, which hopefully they won't be. Because I'm oversharing. Yeah, I have this app called Freedom, and you can like schedule sessions, and it has like a little VPN so that you can't like be on AO3 at 2 in the morning. You know, sometimes you get lost in the sauce, right? And that was really sorry, that was embarrassing, but I'll get past it. The self awareness hit. No, let's continue. I'm not redoing this recording just because I said one silly thing. What do you mean? I'm not sure if he got the wrong word or it's double entendre. Entendre spelled terribly wrong, by the way. What do you mean howling here? Cry laugh emoji. Jesus Christ. I love my friends. They're so strange. Um, we move. Yeah. So I have the app. It lets me make sure that I can't get onto apps or websites or whatever, and I can schedule it ahead of time. So I've just got that scheduled 7 p.m. to 9 a.m. So I can still check the weather and stuff, which is cool. Um, yeah, I also want to eat at least twice a day. This isn't a restrictive rule. Don't worry. I do not have an eating disorder. I forget to eat. I forget to eat. And because I'm in so much pain all the time, I'm really separated from my body physically. So I forget I'm hungry. If I feel hunger pains or whatever, I forget. I forget. I don't remember. Um, and I don't really check in with my body enough to know. Because if I did, I'd just be unable to move all the time. I'd be crying because I'm always in pain. Um, I'd just like be aware of all of those little twinges that I have. And yeah, and sometimes I like can't get out of bed to be able to eat. So I'll be calling on friends and family to help me during that. On like harder days, but I'm determined I'm gonna eat at least twice a day. It has to happen. In terms of weekly rules, let's just go through these dead quick. I want to go to yoga twice a week. I have a yoga place. I've already been to one of the sessions, and I was going to them like last year before I went back to uni. I was commuting for a bit. Um, and so I was with them for a while, and they were great, and I felt amazing physically. And what on earth is my cat doing? She's like ice skating across my desk. Um, doing? She's attacking a little alien toy I have. Anyways, I don't have long enough. Oh no. Um, yeah, I want to do yoga twice a week. I want to go line dancing once a week to see my friends. I want to work on my dissertation 3 times. I want to reset my Hobonichi weeks. I'm going to post on YouTube. Ayup. I'm going to take my bin out. I'm going to do my laundry. I'm probably just going to pay someone to do it because it gives me flare ups. I'm going to organize my watch later playlist on YouTube as like a media list so I can't doom scroll on YouTube, which I don't know if you've done that, but it's the lowest of lows. Yeah, I wrote the numbers on the cards. This is where I realized there are 52 cards without chokers in. I suspect those last days are going to be seeing what I can keep once my dissertation's handed in. So that I can start a job. Ugh, awful. Anyways, um, yeah, that's not an issue right now. One foot in front of the other. I'll see you next week for my first weekly update. Um, and if you want to see my journey, subscribe. I guess I'd really appreciate the support. Obviously. Until then, free Palestine.